Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something huge. Why do so many AI governance plans just fail? The answer, it turns out, isn't really in the policies themselves, but in the technical backbone that's supposed to be holding everything up. So we're going to get past the paper promises and look at the real tools and systems that actually give AI governance some bite. Okay, and just so we're all on the same page, everything we're diving into today, it comes straight from Chapter 5 of the tutorial on developing an AI governance program by Virtualization Options LLC. So we're getting a really sharp expert take on the technical pieces that make or break this whole thing. So here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll talk about why policies need some real technical teeth. Then we'll get into the tools for building AI the right way, right from the start. We'll cover watching AI out in the wild, securing your systems, and yeah, we'll even crack open that AI black box. And we'll wrap it all up with a roadmap you can actually use. Let's do this. All right, so let's jump right in with a problem that I'm guessing hits close to home for a lot of you. It's that frustrating gap, right? You've got this beautiful AI policy on paper, but in the real world, it's like it doesn't even exist. I mean, it's a super common story, isn't it? You have the well-written policies, the ethical guidelines, the whole shebang. But then you look at what's actually happening on the ground, how AI is being built and shipped, and it feels like, well, like nothing's changed at all. And this is really the heart of the matter. Policies by themselves are just words on a page. They're suggestions. It's kind of like having a speed limit sign, but no police to enforce it. And in a world where everyone's trying to move fast, those nice guidelines, they're the first thing to get ignored, unless you have a system that automatically bakes them in. So what's the answer? Well, it's this idea of a technical governance infrastructure. Now, what does that mean? It means building a system that weaves your rules right into the tools your developers and data scientists are already using every single day. The whole point is to make doing the right thing the easy thing. So let's see how that works in practice, starting right at the beginning in development. Look, if you want a governance to actually work, you have to put it where the AI is born, right inside the development process. Trying to bolt it on at the end? Forget it. It's way too late. The big word here is integration. This isn't about throwing more separate tools at your teams. No way. It's about building these checks right into their existing workflow. That whole automated CI/CD pipeline they use to ship code. Just imagine having these automatic guardrails that check for bias or security flaws before a model ever sees the light of day. That's the goal. And that, right there, is a massive shift in thinking. Governance stops being this annoying bureaucratic roadblock and instead becomes a core ingredient for building better, safer, more reliable AI, right from line one. Okay, so your model is live. Job done, right? Nope, not even close. In a lot of ways, this is where the real work begins. You've got to be watching how this thing behaves out there in the wild, constantly. And when we say monitoring, we're not just talking about accuracy. It's so much bigger than that. You got to look at the whole picture. Yeah, performance is key, but what about fairness? Is it starting to drift? What about the quality of the data it's seeing now? Is the system itself healthy? And hey, how are real people actually using it? All of these things are critical. This is what we mean by being proactive, not reactive. It's a total game changer. It means you can spot those sneaky little problems, like model drift, where the model just gets worse over time because the world changes, and you catch it before it turns into a massive headline-making disaster. All right, let's talk security, because with AI, we're in a whole new ballgame. These are not your standard IT security threats. They're different, they're sneakier, and they demand a whole new playbook. So you can think of AI security in three main layers. First, there's the model itself. You got to protect it from being stolen or messed with. Then there's the data. You have to make sure no one can poison your training data or breach user privacy. And of course, all of this runs on something. So you have to lock down the basic infrastructure, the networks and servers. And here's the bottom line. Your old school security playbook, it's not going to cut it. A standard firewall isn't built to stop something like an adversarial attack. Data poisoning, that's a whole different beast. We absolutely need new, specialized security for these new, specialized threats. Now, this is a big one, trust. If an AI is going to make a huge decision, we're talking loan applications, medical diagnoses, we can't just cross our fingers and hope for the best. We have to be able to understand why it's making the choices it's making. And there are basically two main paths to get there. On one hand, you can take a super complex black box model and use special tools to kind of interrogate it. They act like a translator, explaining its decisions. On the other hand, you can just build a simpler model from the get-go, something like a decision tree that's naturally transparent and easy for a person to follow. And check this out. This is a perfect example of what that looks like. It's not a bunch of code or weird numbers. It's plain English. A loan officer, a call center agent, even the person who applied for the loan can understand this in a second. That is what real, practical transparency is all about.
Okay, so all of this sounds great, but where do you even start? It can feel like a mountain to climb, but the secret is you don't try to do it all at once. You take it step by step. Here's a pretty realistic roadmap. In the first 6 months, you just lay the foundation. Get your basic documentation, some risk tools, some simple monitoring up and running. Then you build on that. You expand your monitoring, you automate more testing. A year or so in, you start bringing in those explainability tools. It's a journey, building up your capabilities over a couple of years.
The big takeaway? This is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about getting better over time. You build a little, show some value, get buy-in, and then build the next piece. It's so much better than trying to build some perfect, massive system that never actually launches. So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Is your AI infrastructure an enabler for doing the right thing, or is it an afterthought, just quietly creating massive risks that could blow up one day? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.